And then the last thing in the creative movements that I wanted to touch on was the necessary preconditions, right? So Paxton keeps saying over and over again, right? We can't find like a single dictionary definition. We can't reduce what inevitably will happen in a fascist regime, but we can identify things that need to be true in order for a fascist regime to take power. And so I just made a quick list. We have, Dakota said this, you need to have mass politics enfranchisement, right? You need to have like people feeling like they have a role to play in the political process. That's one of the necessary preconditions. You need to have the right, the political right, consolidate middle class support. Okay, so we can talk about that too, like how, and Trotsky talked about this too in that essay I mentioned, how fascism is really it gets its root primarily from the middle class, the petty bourgeoisie.
It's a middle class revolution.
Yeah.
But it acts on behalf of the it like throws like a cultural bone to the middle class, but materially defends the owner class.
Yeah. I mean, I can. Okay, so I'll even. I have to find this real quick. But we'll.
I might have stolen that from Trotsky. I feel like I didn't come up with that
Oh my
myself.
God, there's such a great quote where he talks about where he talks about what it turns out that fascism actually is versus what the middle class thought it would be or wants it to be. We'll find it later. But another necessary precondition.
Oh, I found it. I think I
got
found
it. Okay.
Okay. I'm. Does it start? Well, do you know how it sounds, or like I'll just say it?
Yeah,
and hopefully
it
starts with
about
German
taxes.
fascism. Taxes? No, mine's not about taxes. This is. I think the thing I'm reading is basically what I said. I'm just going to read it because I've got the mic.
Okay, go for it.
German fascism, like Italian fascism, raised itself to power on the backs of the petty bourgeoisie, which turned it into a battering ram against the organizations of the ruling class and the institutions of democracy. But fascism in power is least of all the rule of the petty bourgeoisie. On the contrary, it is the most ruthless dictatorship of monopoly capital.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps existing class relations in place.
Right.
And he says, this, by the way, we'll put this in the show notes. This is the essay, What is National Socialism by Trotsky. He says, deifying the nation, the petty bourgeois does not want to give it anything. On the contrary, he expects the nation to endow him with property and to safeguard him from the worker and the process server. Unfortunately, the Third Reich will bestow nothing upon the petty bourgeois except new taxes.
Boom.
So that, I think that encapsulates that really well. The fact that, you need this consolidation on the right from the middle class, but you don't really need to give them anything in return.
So, sorry, did I interrupt?
No, go ahead.
Okay, it's just since we're dropping random Trotsky quotes, this one fucking cracked me up. Okay, when I heard this quote, all I thought of was boat dealership dudes, that guys who own boat dealerships that love Donald Trump,
which is his entire base.
That's his whole constituency. Yeah.
So okay, not every exasperated petty bourgeoisie, not every not every exasperated petty bourgeois could have become Hitler, but a particle of Hitler is lodged in every exasperated petty bourgeois.
Yes, exactly. I love that one too. Chef's kiss. It's perfect.
Every shitty suburban dad.
I need to read more Trotsky because his rhetoric is so compelling and beautiful. So I definitely recommend checking out this essay again. It's called What is National Socialism? And he wrote it from exile in 1933.
And he wrote it before a lot of these things took place. And what's really interesting about it is he uses a lot of ways of defining fascism that Paxton used, but he used them before a lot of this stuff actually happened.
Right.
Yeah.